the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama leading a delegation assessing schools that were badly damaged in the Freeport district. While repairs are progressing smoothly, the reopening of public schools has been delayed. Megan Shepherd has the details.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, touring and making assessments of schools within the Freeport district, along with District Superintendent Mary Cooper and officials from the Ministry of Works. Minister Darville says that they are working diligently to put contractors in place as soon as possible to make the necessary repairs. Schools assessed included Walter Parker Primary, Jack Hayward Senior High, Hugh W. Campbell, St. George's High School, and Maurice Moore Primary School.
My job as Minister for Grand Bahama is to make sure that all the schools are ready for the date when he announced when the kids will go back to school. And so today we've been touring all of the schools. I've toured the schools from east to west Grand Bahama, but today I'm with Miss Mary Cooper touring the schools in the Freeport area. We're presently at Maurice Moore, and as you can see, the school is prepared for the kids, but there is additional work that needs to be done. If you look at the building, you'll see that there was some roof damage, and this is what is happening at all the schools. But I'm confident that the work is progressing very well, and in short order we will be completed in a matter of days so that our kids can come back to school and begin to experience some degree of normalcy.
Minister Darville noting that it is important to have children back in school as soon as possible to not only create a sense of normalcy, but to continue on with the curriculum.
It will give the opportunity for our teachers to assess them, to see who may have been exposed to post-traumatic stress disorder, and begin the curriculum which is necessary, because some of our senior students are getting ready for the BGCSE and the BJCs. And so we're working diligently on the island in our restoration effort to make sure that essential services like the schools are up and going, and to work hand in hand with the educators here to make sure that our kids are in place doing something constructive while we rebuild.
Monday's assessment was an opportunity to see the progress made following Hurricane Matthew, but Minister Darville noted that the final announcement and decision on the reopening of schools will be done by the Minister of Education, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald.
And it's difficult to say a particular date. I'm going to leave that to the Minister of Education and all of the technical planners at the Ministry of Education, but our job on the ground in Grand Bahama is to begin to get these schools ready, and that's why I'm out here today.
Now, in a statement released Monday evening, the Minister of Education announced that all public schools in New Providence, Grand Bahama, and North and Central Andros will reopen after the midterm break on Tuesday, October 25th. Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Most schools are closed here on Grand Bahama, but students of the Bishop Michael Eldon School went back to the classrooms on Monday morning. Principal of the institution, Anita Doherty, says the school has incurred some damage, but they got a lot of support from teachers, staff, students, and members of the community to get the school back to normal.
The corner of the office was damaged, the first classroom, and the whole walkway block from the first classroom to the boys' block caved in. The auditorium suffered minimal damage, and in the primary school, our staff room and pre-K had some damage. We're extremely fortunate to have had persons come in on that Monday and Tuesday. I had my staff, my students, and parents come in, and we began to clean up the campus.
She says they provided students with a hot breakfast every morning and thought it was important to get the students back to school as soon as possible.
Many of them would have not obviously seen anything like this, even if they were in Francis and Jean. I think Matthew is something that many of us have not seen in our lifetime. And so it was important to have them back in, and we are in the process of identifying those students who had severe loss, who would have been traumatized, and we are working on getting them to talk about their experiences with outside help, with our guidance. But what was so amazing yesterday is just to hear the screams, and they were so happy to be reunited.
A facility established to push technical training was severely damaged by the recent storm. The institution that serves as a feeder system for the industrial sector is now having a difficult time. Italia Hall has the story.
Hundreds of persons have lost their jobs due to the destruction left by Hurricane Matthew. Students of the Total Education Center have been working contractually with some of the major companies on the island. On Friday morning, the center held a special event for those displaced students with no job to go to. President of the institution, Fred Delancey, says he's not only focusing on restoring damage done on the property, but he's focusing on restoring lives.
Presently, we have more than 300 people who are contracted with TEC to work at the various industrial companies like Cantina Port, Hotel, Airport, Harbor. These persons' lives are affected by that. Now we're trying to find some creative ways in which we can have them raise funds for themselves. So we are creating a number of business initiatives that we're going to help sponsor, that they can come out and do whatever they got to do to raise funds for themselves and their families.
Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama Peter Turnquest was also there to share ideas with the group on how to utilize some of their skills they've learned to create employment opportunities for themselves.
There are a number of opportunities that will arise as a result of this disaster, whether it's in the reconstruction of homes and businesses, whether it'll be in the erection of new facilities, or even new industries as a whole that maybe can come out as a result of this, considering the kind of considerations that may arise as a result of the experiences that we have had. And so I just wanted to come and share with them a little bit of hope that, we've been down before. We will rise.
Iram Lewis was also on hand, and he says this is the time more than ever that Bahamians must be one people, united in love and service.
It's very interesting that Mr. Delancey is now not putting the restoration of his campus first. He's looking at restoring lives, and this is very important. So I'm here to support the initiative. I'm here to encourage, because out of this disaster I see a lot of opportunity, I see a lot of possibilities.
Bishop Ricardo Grant spearheaded the event and encouraged the students on how to capitalize on a bad situation.
We wanted them to move away from this thing of always just looking for just a hand out, but waiting for the hand up. When the hand up comes, they would allow themselves to be empowered with the hand up and capitalize on that so that they can stand in permanence. So I want to appeal to the public. I wanted to appeal to the wider community, those who are listening and that who are able to. We're going to fight and stand with Mr. Delancey. We are on the same campus at Pastor Universal Household of Faith. We're going to partner with them to set up a trust fund or an account so that we can make certain to give them a window of opportunity, a month period, or even two coming into December, to find a way to help stabilize them, to stabilize their homes so that they can now position themselves for the way forward.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Residents of a coastal community in West Grand Bahama still coming to grips with the level of devastation in that area. While they say they are struggling to survive, they are praying for restoration. Joan Davis Roll reports.
A lot of people is heartbroken.
Really horrible. Horrible.
They all have harrowing stories of survival as West End residents relive the moment that an unwelcome guest called Hurricane Matthew burst through that community. The West End Clinic, a privately owned facility operated by Dr. Fernandez and his wife, was negatively impacted by the ferocious storm. Brick and mortar were not the only things shattered, but countless lives.
What did you think when you first saw it?
I cried. My husband cried a lot. My children cried too. It's all gone.
Now they say the rebuilding process must begin, and West End must figure prominently as a part of Grand Bahama's Operation Restoration.
When I listen, I hear the start to crack up, Me and another fellow was in there. He lived right close to me. So when the storm started to get hard. So I said, boy, the water started to get around my waist. I said, boy, time to go. And I had to swim out to the fella next door there. Good thing he ain't too far.
You swam?
Yeah.
These mostly were in the front. All them sweep away. But I still stand. like you say, too many danger, turtle, and snare have already come. Now it's me now to come for the God draw more to the Lord than how I was before, you know. But like I say, I thank God for bringing me safe thus far.
Let's hope the people get in their homes as quickly as possible because, Christmas is right around the corner. And a lot of people just would love to be, feel that warmth to be in their homes. I just hope that everybody get together, number one. Join as one instead of being separated because Western is very separated. Between political vibe and all that, we are very separated. And we need to get together.
Now's the time to unite.
Yes. We were supposed to get together a long time, but I guess God is trying to tell everybody something.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Grand Bahamas hotel product took a beating from Hurricane Matthew. The Pelican Bay Resort is one of the properties that received damage but managed to keep its doors open. Tonight, the resort is in the rebuilding stage. Italia Hall has an update.
The Pelican Bay Hotel received a significant amount of damage to their property, all caused by Hurricane Matthew. General Manager Magnus Alnabak says there was a lot of roof damage at the Canal House and water damage in some of the rooms, which is now being repaired. He says since then there have been events held at the hotel and all of the restaurants are open for business.
We actually had enough damage that would have been easy to take the easy path, which would have been close and file a big loss of business claim and wait for the insurance and then start over again. But we decided we needed to have one hotel that was open in Grand Bahama because we have a lot of people that are coming in that needs to be here.
The property is taking corporate business and restoration teams only and is not open to leisure guests. He says that their job is to provide comfort and safety for the people who are there.
Grand Bahama isn't ready for a tourist. It's just a fact that we can't look after them as is at the moment, and it's very difficult to give a date when we will do that. But we are almost interviewing people who wants to stay here, and we say, why are you coming to Grand Bahama? And we have plenty of people who says, well, I just want to check in and get a hot shower and air conditioning for the weekend. And we say, sorry, we need these rooms for people that needs to be here.
The general manager says it was the members of the staff that have been helping to get the property back on track since the day following the hurricane.
I'm very, very proud of the staff at Pelican Bay. So if there is any family or friend who is watching this, I want you to be equally proud of them. They are working very hard under very difficult circumstances, and when they come home at night, let them rest, look after them, because we need them back the next day working really hard again.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news after this.